up. We're good.
Okay, we're good. All right, so each of you, I think we talked about this last class, is getting a large piece of Stonehenge paper. And I've asked you to start to think about framing your Stonehenge with your tape, your painter's tape. So what I'm going to suggest, for those who haven't done this already, that you really mark off the edges with your painter's tape, get your paper prepped. Make sure you've got your photocopy in front of you because you'll need that as your reference. And when you've got the whole thing covered with your tape and all your edges are marked in, you can then get started. Has anybody ever done a reduction drawing before?
Nope.
Yes? Alright, so supplies that you will need. Some willow charcoal, which is a lot softer and lighter. We're going to use this as our base. Okay? You've also got these charcoal sticks, which will come in later, your white and black charcoal. This is your also charcoal stick, but much, much darker. So we're not going to get to this until we add in our dark tones. And then your erasers. Okay, you've got your regular white erasers. This one you can certainly use and cut off the edges to make it sharper for areas that you're working where you need a little really fine tuning. And then a gum eraser. A gum eraser is literally like gum. You can work it and move it to be able to pick up what you need as you go. I'm going to do a demonstration of that in a second. And you can also make fine points with it, right, to pick up little bits and pieces. So to start off, you're going to have your photocopy in front of you, and you're going to get your willow chalk. And let's sort of focus on maybe this section here as we fill it in. I'm going to roughly mark in my dark areas, but not the darkest, because if I go too dark, it's really frustrating to get that off. So I'm going to kind of mark in what I feel could be a bit of a darker space here, kind of working around what will roughly represent fingers later. And mark it in. This area is a little bit lighter, go a little bit darker here. And I'm just going to mark it in. I can pick up and I'll show you how to pick up in a second. Okay, it's a little bit darker in here. And then I'm going to use my hands to smudge it. Okay, you're going to get messy, and that's cool. Alright, I might even put a little bit more in here because there's some tones in here. It's not directly white. I'm just going to get a little bit of light in, very gently. And I'm marking in where the blacks are. Ouchies, ouchies. Okay, I'm going to roughly mark in, get some color down. And the whole idea is it's reverse drawing, so you're picking up with the eraser. And dark in here. Put pressure, okay? And then what I'm going to start to do, I purposely left this part dark so you can see the difference. When I start to pick up my shapes from my hand here, I've got some kind of rough guide already. I'm going to sort of mark in the space that I want, so I can pick it up as I go to represent the space that I want. Okay, looking also at the negative spaces as I go. If you get too much of this onto your kneaded eraser, knead it, work it, and it goes away, it disappears. Okay, so again, I'm going to pick up some more here, marking in my shapes. Now I notice my finger's not that wide up there. I'm going to come back in now with this, get a bit darker. You're pretty much pushing and pulling the shape, trying to get all of your grays in that are mid grays and light grays. Your darks will go in much later when you start to use this guide. Okay, so I can show you how dark this gets. I'm pushing lightly, but you can already see how dark it's going. Okay, and I'm using it in this space because I know that's going to be dark anyways. And when you blend it, you'll see the difference. You can see how much darker that is versus using the willow charcoal, and then using our kneaded eraser to pick up some more. Okay, so you're pushing and pulling your shapes as you go until you're happy with what you've got. If you wanted some fine tuning, you can take the corner of an eraser here and really pick up some sharp edges. Okay, again, erasing it onto the table if you need to clean it, and then getting some more sharp edges. I'm just going to draw them on so you can see. Alright, and as you go, starting to eventually pull and push the charcoal to get the shapes that you want. You're going to build this till you get to a point where you've pretty much got all the details in that are medium tones and light tones. Then we're going to go in and really accentuate the highlights with the really sort of fine pointed eraser and this white charcoal stick. And then you can also go in and add the really dark areas with your dark charcoal and the pointed stick as well. Any questions? All good? Okay. So what I'm going to ask you to do now is for the rest of this class, if you haven't managed to prep your paper, you're going to do that first. Then you're going to get your photocopy in front of you. I think all of you have got a photocopy done already. And then you're going to get your supplies. I'm going to put them on the table here, or you can get them just on the shelf over there. And you needed erasers, you can start to work and start playing. If you're concerned about starting right onto your paper, it's a little daunting, go into your sketchbook and experiment a bit. Try a little bit of playing around, maybe even try to do a finger, a hand, a nose, an eye. See how you work it, and then come to your good paper. But I think because it's push and pull, play as you go for it. Be confident. Because you can erase it. Pick it up, put it back down. Until you're happy with what you have. Okay? Any questions? Okay. So you guys head off. Okay, so I'll start. Oh, and this newsprint here underneath, you can use that if you want to put underneath in case it gets really messy. And then at the very end of the class, just fold it over your work and put it in your folder so you don't get this charcoal everywhere. Okay? Alright. Off you go. Your stuff should be in your folders, and I'll get the material out.